So here we have a new 2025 Chevrolet Silverado. This one's a 3500 HD, dual rear wheel. Comes in Summit White. And then we have jet black leather interior, LT trim level. Powertrain consists of a 6.6 liter turbo diesel V8 engine, and that's made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now as we come around to the front end here, we do get our halogen headlamps. And then we have the LED fog lights. And even though this doesn't have the updated fascia with the LED daytime running lights and full LED lights, still a nice look here, especially with the LED fog lights included. Now these are going to be 18-inch polished aluminum wheels. We get passive keyless entry on the front. Love the running boards there. And then to the door panel, power door lock controls are here. We get express down on 3 windows, 1 touch up and down on the driver's side, power folding side mirrors. We do get blind spot monitors as well. And then bottle holders here, map pocket, full 4-wheel drive. We have our off-road and normal drive modes, electronic parking brake here, headlamp controls, hood release. Then we get a manual tilt, telescoping steering wheel. But here's the power driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar support. And I want to give a huge thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But this one, in terms of packages, we get the convenience package too, leather package. There's a lot that's on this one to sticker at $79,000, almost $80,000. Tons of storage here. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so I'm sitting behind myself. Great space, as I would expect from a full-size truck, whether it's a heavy duty or just a half-ton. Bottle holders are here. You get a USB-C, USB-A charge duo, and then you have your rear AC vents. Seat back pockets on both sides. There's a look at the front from back here. LED lights throughout. Middle seat folds down, and we do get bottle holders there. And then a nice sturdy hook if you want to put your uniform back here. Child locks, lock, unlock. Now as we come around to the back end here, we get the LED tail lights, not full LED lights, but for the most part, they're pretty nice. And there's the exhaust, hitch, there's a spare. And then we do have a 120 volt 3-prong household plug-in right in here. And I love that we get the power tailgate on this LT. Now as we come around to the rear passenger side, the lower anchors are here for the car seats. If you need the top tether, it's behind there. And then a manual 4-way front passenger seat. Side pocket, top cubby, then we get a bottom lockable glove compartment. Now as we come back around to the front end, just a quick look in the engine bay. And there's that 6.6 Duramax. And now for the blinkers. But next, let's hop in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. Now over here to the radio, this is a Google Assistant system. So we have Google News, Google Podcasts, and then we also have Amazon Alexa along with the Google Maps function. But AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth, and then we also get wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. Dual zone automatic climate controls, which we can control from the screen here, or we have buttons and knobs down below. 2 USB ports, one's a C, one's an A, if you want to charge there, and then trailer brake controller over here. For your settings, if you want to change your vehicle settings, you do have rear seat reminder, team driver, and buckle to drive. And if you want to scroll down to your system settings, you can change your language right in here. You just have those 3 options. But I mean, a pretty simple system for the most part. All the important stuff kind of makes sense. Your cameras are here, your Play Store is down there, so on and so forth. But front camera and rear camera, curbside view as well. Love that we get the bed view camera too. And down here, your exhaust brake, lane departure, parking sensors. You can raise and lower that tailgate here, hazards, and then you have your traction control, and then you can lower the front windows here. And actually you can lower all 4 of them. A little storage here, bottle holders, and then in the middle center console cubby space, we do have the wireless charging pad, and then you have the USB-C, USB-A duo if you do want to run Apple CarPlay or Android Auto wired there, and then you have a 3-prong household plug-in right here. Removable tray. But as we look to the back seat, there's that power sliding rear window. Control for that's there, garage door transmitter, those lights. And then here is our vanity mirror. But left side stock of the steering wheel, blinkers. Your auto high beams can be toggled with this button on the side. Intermittent wipers are there one time, and then your fluid is that button there. And then your high beams. The shifter, just hit the brake, pull down, reverse, neutral, drive. You have that low gear and you can use the limiter. And then you can see what gear in that bottom right-hand corner as that changes. Behind the steering wheel on the left side, we can toggle our track list or radio station favorites. And behind on the right side, we can do volume up, volume down. Standard cruise control, so we just turn that on or off there, cancel, set the speed. Gap adjust for the forward collision alert is here. Heated steering wheel toggles right there. Mute, voice recognition, and then these 2 arrows in the scroll bar go through the digital part of the gauge cluster, this middle part. So you can go over to the options and you can change your units of measurement there if you want to, or change what's on the info page options. And then on top of that, if you want to go to the lower gauges, the right side info, left side, you can change everything within that as well. Push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 3500 HD Duramax out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive here in this 3500, this is it's a big truck, and you know, it shows that with how it drives, how it handles, but it's also a very capable truck. You're able to tow up to 31,000 pounds with a 5th wheel here, 5th wheel setup, and that's a lot of weight to pull. Now with this LT, having the leather, I highly recommend it if you're gonna spend this kind of money anyway. The convenience packages are kind of based on your own discretion. But again, I really like the leather here. I think it's a nice touch. Now I'm not gonna be able to come to a stop, but I'm gonna slow it down, then give it a good pull here. Here we go. So got up to speed very nicely. Now with this one being a dually, it's a 3500. With great pulling power comes not the best ride quality. So again, it's about what you would expect. But when you hit bumps in here, it gets you. But again, relatively comfortable, especially going down the interstate with a big trailer. But when you do hit those bumps, you will feel them. But it's nothing out of the ordinary, nothing you wouldn't expect. But I want to give a huge thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now, especially with a load here, you want to give yourself quite a bit of space to stop. Don't want to follow people too closely in this. Again, especially if you're towing behind you 30,000 pounds. But the overall driving dynamics are decent. And I mean, they're good for a heavy duty pickup. Now, for this to have the price tag that it has, I think it's worth the money when it comes to what this can do. It's very capable. You have that reliable Duramax. You get that diesel efficiency there, the power, the pulling power. But then just having the leather package, the convenience packages on this one too. I like how this is equipped overall. I think you get quite a bit for the money, even though it's not a high country, even though it's not an LTZ. The way this one is spec'd out is, I think, a smart way of doing it. Just having the power tailgate, the leather seats, you're not having to go up in trim there. And then with a truck like this, sunroof's not necessary, but you still get all of the comforts that you expect from the newer Silverado body style. The all digital display here, the screen, and then having these nice buttons. Even though they're all buttons and knobs, easy to control, they still look really nice. And then having the heated steering wheel is nice, the four-wheel drive. This just has everything without having too much, I think. Now, if you're comparing this to an F350 or, let's say, a Ram 3500, I think it just depends on preference at this point. They all pretty much try to compete and be at least as good as the other. Ram might tow a little bit more here, Ford might tow a little bit more there. You know, definitely check out the specs of what you're trying to buy. Do your, Google that stuff, do your research. I showed the tow capacities on this one here, but I can't speak on what Ford's doing, what Ram's doing. That's one thing I like about GM is they put their tow capacities right there in the door jamb. So okay, this will tow 31,000 pounds, and here's evidence that GM said this is what it'll tow. But I think a pretty good heavy duty truck. Again, the way this one's spec'd out, you get a lot of options, a lot of packages without necessarily having to go up to a higher trim level that might not include some of these things. So with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Silverado 3500 HD LT.